But let's invite the first management on the show.
Oh yes, let's do that. This is the first management. As Reema said, Epigral reported good quarter recovery in numbers. On a YY basis, they witnessed a fall in EBITDA as well as profit after tax. To discuss more on their quarter 2 performance, we are now joined by the Chairman and Managing Director of Epigral, Maulik Patel. Maulik, good afternoon. Always a pleasure speaking with you. There has been a quarter-on-quarter recovery, which not a lot of chemical companies have seen. Can you tell us how much was the recovery in terms of demand as well? Are you seeing more orders? Are those orders getting converted to execution as well? Tell us about the demand sentiment.
Yeah. So in Epigral, mainly I think this growth has come this quarter is mainly because of the volume growth, which we are doing a capex of last 2 years. And those products like epichlorohydrin and CPVC, that volume has increased on quarter basis. So quarter 1 was the worst quarter. Quarter 2 has improved the volume because of the epichlorohydrin and the CPVC numbers. And quarter 3 and quarter 4 will increase further from this level onwards.
Gone up by 5% quarter-on-quarter, which is led by a volume jump of 12% Q-on-Q. That means your realizations have fallen 7% sequentially, Maulik. And what would that, go ahead.
Yeah, in the chemical market, most of the products, I think in terms of the realization, it has gone down because of the destocking happening, what is going on in the world and the global market scenario. So the product which epichlorohydrin and CPVC, which is import substitute molecule, which is mainly driven by the domestic demand. And domestic demand is much stronger than the export overall, what is destocking is happening in the global market in the chemical. So because of the domestic demand is good, and we expect that in the coming quarters, it is going to be further improved because of the impact on the, the chemicals which we make, which is used for the epoxy resins which is infrastructure related in the building material side. So that demand has picked up and going to pick up further from quarter 3 onwards.
Okay. So is it the demand translating into higher prices as well? Volumes are up 12% on a sequential basis. That would mean pricing would be down around 7-odd%. Is this fall lower than what you had seen in quarter 1? Are you seeing a pricing hike coming in second half as well?
See, prices are not improving much, but in the same time, we see the demand is picking up, and at the same time, the raw material price is coming down. But in terms of the revenue side, if prices are not moving upward that faster in the current times, we expect that movement will start probably from the end of quarter 4 or beginning of next year onward in the entire chemical segment.
Okay, all right. So, you do have a couple of capex plans that are underway. 3 of your projects are coming on stream in quarter 4 itself. Can you give us a sense of what would the initial capacity utilization be in quarter 4? In which month do you expect it to come on stream? And what will this take your respective capacities to?
Yeah. So we are coming with a CPVC further expansion. Right now, CPVC current capacity, we are running at 80% capacity. And that expansion, we are doing it to 30,000 tons to 75,000 tons per annum, which is almost 30 to 35% of the overall India's demand. And that we are starting in the quarter 4 in the March 2024. And from quarter 1 onwards, because this is our existing molecule and we already have an experience of last 1.5 years. So we are able to ramp up the capacity very fast. And we're expecting in the first half next year, we will able to reach more than 60% of the overall capacity of the CPVC next year in FY25. And in the chlorotoluene, which is first time, which is import substitute, which is majorly used in the agrochemical intermediate and the pharmaceutical intermediate, where we are starting in phase wise. We have three big blocks, and all 3 blocks we are starting one by one, and we will start end of March 2024 as well. And that will take little more time for the capacity utilization. We are expecting by end of next year, we will use 50% of the entire capacity of the chlorotoluene, which we are going to commission. And third project which we are doing is CPVC compound, which is a value addition. It is just a project just to absorb the capacity of the resin, which we are expanding. And certain customers in India, which only consume CPVC compound rather than CPVC resin. Just to cater those customers, we are adding this, and this will also start by March 2024. So I think in H1 CPVC compound capacity also, we are able to absorb more than 50% in FY25.
So just talking about the first one, the CPVC, where in the first half of the year, your capacity utilization can be 60% of the expanded capacity. What will be the incremental revenues in the first half and also in the second half of the year? By how much can you scale it up from the 60%?
See, overall, when we reach to optimum level of the CPVC plant, which is 80% from the 75,000 tons per annum capacity, we will be able to reach almost 600 to 650 to 700 crore revenue generation from the CPVC business itself. So
Okay,
that we are
and this is on current prices that you are making those revenue projections?
So currently, yeah, the CPVC price which we are selling in the market is around 145 and 145 to 150 as a resin. For the pipe, it is little less, and for the fitting grade, it is little on the higher side. So there is a gap of 10 rupees between two grades, and we are expecting we will able to use optimum capacity as 80% capacity by next year. Overall capacity, I would say, only the expansion capacity, because already we have experience on CPVC business itself in last 1.5 years.
Okay, all right. Take that point. Would have loved to ask you more questions, but completely out of time, Maulik. But thank you so much for joining us and giving us all those details. So that's Epigral. They say that demand will recover in the second half of this year. Let's slip into a short break. Manan Shah from Man Infra Construction will join us to discuss their Q2 numbers and the business outlook. Stay tuned.